respiratory system.
Yeah, let's talk about the respiratory system. It's a vital and important system in the human body. Yeah. The parts of the respiratory system. First, in the respiratory system is the nose, which is kind of the nasal cavity, and then is the mouth, and then next is the throat, which is the pharynx, and then the larynx, which is located here, is called the voice box, and the windpipe, this thing, the windpipe, is called the windpipe, the trachea, I mean. And let me tell you something. Do you know how, like, when you eat food, it goes down the esophagus? Down the esophagus? It's not shown here, but pretend there's an esophagus. What if the food goes in the trachea into your lungs? Well, it can't, because there's this little flap here called the epiglottis. And it like, when you eat food, it covers this the trachea, so the food doesn't go inside your lungs. Well, sometimes when you're breathing while you're eating, it can go in your lungs and you can cough. You can choke. Yeah, that's what I meant. Bronchi. Now back to the video. Bronchi are these two. Can you see these two pipes? Those are called bronchi. Large airways. Those are large airways. Then bronchioles are smaller airways. So the bronchi are two in the trachea. So the trachea goes down, then it splits, then into bronchi. Then the bronchi splits into smaller bronchioles, and then at the end, when the bronchioles become really small because they keep on splitting, then there are these things attached onto the bronchioles called alveoli, and those are kind of like air sacs. And the last part of the respiratory system is the lungs. Of course, the lungs here, this thing. And by the way, this part, so from the nose to the larynx is the upper respiratory tract, and from the trachea to the alveoli is the lower respiratory tract. Now, let's watch this. This is the Dr. Binoc show thing. You can watch that if you want to learn more. It's on YouTube. So you can search up Dr. Binoc's respiratory system. You can do that. And then next is how the respiratory system works. So air or oxygen comes into your mouth or nose. So oxygen goes into your nose or mouth when you breathe, like or like that. Then it goes down into your larynx, past it, and then into your larynx. Then it goes into your trachea, and the tube that enters your chest cavity, and then it splits into smaller tubes called bronchi. You know what's that? And then it splits into even smaller tubes called bronchioles, and then they end up in little ear sacs called alveoli. Then the oxygen goes inside our blood, and then the blood has carbon dioxide, so it swaps the carbon dioxide with oxygen, and then the carbon dioxide goes back out of your body, and it does the opposite thing from oxygen. So it goes out of the alveoli into the back out of the bronchioles, then out of the bronchi, then out of your mouth and nose when you breathe out, like that. And you can read this as well if you want to learn more. If you can read this, you can pause the video and read this. Okay, let's move on. 10 surprising facts about the respiratory system. Chest movement during breathing isn't the result of ear movement. Second, you lose a lot of water just by breathing. Not a lot of water, but yeah. Third, some people can hold their breath for more than 5 minutes. Fourth, the lungs are the only organs that can float on water. Fifth, the common cold can be caused by hundreds of different viruses. Sixth, elephants have a unique respiratory structure. And then seventh, the lungs and windpipe are important symbols in ancient Egypt. As you may know, ancient Egypt has the hieroglyphics, something like that, the old language, and maybe it's important there. And eighth, sneeze particles may not travel as fast as people think. And ninth, asthma was once treated with psychotherapy. Okay, then the 10th, probably not the last, because I'm going to say another fact. Horses only breathe through their noses, so they don't breathe through their mouth. Well, that's cool. And now my fact. Do you know the alveoli? You know what's the alveoli I was talking about? Yeah. So the surface area of all of the alveoli in your lungs is one tennis court. Can you believe that? So alveoli are really small, but the surface area, around them, can be as big as a tennis court. Wow. And this is again showing you the parts, just to revise. Nasal cavity here, and the mouth. Pharynx here, larynx here. It's in your neck, larynx. Trachea, this pipe. Bronchi, these two. Lungs, these two as well. Bronchioles, all of these ear sacs. Bronchioles are those smaller pipes. I meant alveoli are these small ear sacs. And did you know there's right in the picture there's only a few, almost maybe 50, but actually there's 5 million alveoli in your lungs. There's a lot. Don't know if there's 5 million. Some people might have 5 million or even more. But yeah, you have a lot of alveoli. And also, you shouldn't leave the diaphragm alone. The diaphragm becomes flat when you breathe in, and then becomes bigger when you breathe out. So it makes the lungs smaller when you breathe out because it's breathing out, and it makes the lungs bigger when you breathe in. So, I'll see. Why is the respiratory system important? The cells in our bodies need oxygen to stay alive. Carbon dioxide is made in our bodies as cells do their jobs. The lungs and respiratory system allow oxygen in the air to be taken into the body, while also letting the body get rid of carbon dioxide. In the ear, breathe out. Breathe them out. And you can see here, why is breathing important to staying alive? You can only live for a few minutes without air. We need air to survive because it contains oxygen. Oxygen is a gas which our bodies need to maintain life. You can see this picture here. And guess what? That's all for respiratory system. Yeah, that's all. So remember to subscribe, like, and hit that bell, and also share this video with anybody you know. So down below, press that share button, and also down below in the description, you can see some links, which you can check by yourself. I'm not going to tell you what are those links for, because you have to check it for yourself.